Hey guys, I'm Kenzie from Kinda Crafty Kenzie, and today I'm so excited to show you all the adorable Christmas DIYs that I've put together. So let's go. So we're gonna get started today with this palette plank. I actually got this from Walmart. I probably got this like back in June or July before I really knew how to craft and things. It was when I was first getting started, and I bought it, and then as you can see, I never even used it because I quickly learned how to do distressing and do things myself, and I actually prefer it that way. I don't know, I take more pride in my projects when they're like completely done by me, you know what I mean? So anyways, then I just went on to Google and Googled like buck heads, and this plaid one came up. I really love the plaid look this year, the buffalo check, whatever you want to call it. So I went ahead and printed him out, cut him out. Then my husband actually took some of my craft sticks into his work shed and stained them with wood stain. He wanted to see like the difference in my Waverly wax in his wood stain. So okay, it's a buckhead. I get it. He wanted his hands in on this one, so I did it. But then I just put the buckhead down with some Mod Podge and glued the craft sticks down, kind of like a scroll look, and this guy's all done.
Simmer down, pass a big smile around. Now that everything is gold, children hunker down to see what's hidden beneath the Christmas tree. Look but not touch, they're told. When we're caught in the Christmas rush, it's so easy to lose touch with the true meaning of things. And what
So next up, we are going to use this cute little Dollar Tree snow globe. It has an adorable little barn on it already. So I kept one, the original way it came, like this, and then this one I went ahead and transformed to match our bedroom and some of my other like theme. Somehow this year I ended up with a lot of the red and black buffalo check and the white and black buffalo check and like plaid. So anyways, then I just covered this in elephant chalk paint and then went ahead and distressed it with some white. Obviously it's a snow globe, so I wanted it to be like super snowy looking. So I went pretty heavy around it and then really, really heavy like along the bottom. You guys all have to let me know down in the comments if you have like a theme Christmas. Like, does each room have a theme, or do you have themed trees, or you know, does just your main decorating kind of have a theme? I know a lot of people do like red and white candy cane in their kitchens. Some people do like the white and black buffalo check, or the elf, or you know, it just etc. So let me know down in the comments what your favorite like theme is if you have one. So then after I cut these trees out, and I cut them completely out individually because I wanted them to like stack on top of each other. So to do that, I did, you know, had to cut them off a little bit, but that was okay. They were going to be completely covered by like that top red one is larger. So anyways, I just went ahead and attached these guys with some Mod Podge. I always Mod Podge usually my project, then the paper. I wait like 10 minutes and then I Mod Podge over the top of the paper. Again, I always Mod Podge my entire project. I've said this before, when I do Mod Podge something, because then the entire thing matches. So then I just went ahead and took this like little word ornament that you can get from Walmart. It's like a pack of 4 for $1.98, and I chose the word peace. I went ahead and attached that to the bottom of the snow globe, as you can see, and then I just wrapped some jute twine around it to finish it off. Just kidding, y'all should have already known I was gonna add a bow. So I just took some jute twine and I tied a little bit of a bigger bow because I was just going to put it on the middle tree, and then I just left those little tendrils of jute twine hang down. Then I tied an even smaller one and just attached it to the jute twine that's around the bottom.
Good start. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. It feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing. It's the time of year.
So for this next project, I just took one of these adorable Dollar Tree sleds, and I just want to let you guys know, when I remove stuff from projects like this jute cord or, you know, anything else that is removable, I always keep it and I always end up using it again. Sometimes even back in the same project that I removed it from. Like, I save everything. It's weird what I'll save nowadays, but I guess that's just part of crafting. So anyways, these sleds are really adorable on their own, but like I said, my home has kind of become like the buffalo check and the plaid color and theme this year. So I definitely wanted to put my own twist on this. So I went ahead and sanded off all of the glitter and roughed up the surface so that it would take the paint better. And now I'm just using some of that elephant chalk paint to go ahead and cover up the sled. Then I went around it with my chalk paint brush that I like to use for distressing sometimes, and some white chalk paint, and just distressed the sled.
My winter wonderland is the time of year. My winter wonderland, my winter wonderland. I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing. It's the time of year again.
You guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again. This heat gun has been a lifesaver. I absolutely love using it, and it will definitely be linked below. So next up, I just went ahead and used some of my, it's folk art chalk paint, and it's in the color Java, but it is a lot like the color Truffle from Waverly. I don't have a preference on which one I use. It's literally just which one I grab when I'm crafting and which one I'm going to use. But then I just went through the sled and kind of gave it a little bit more of a distressed look with that color.
Every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size.
So now I'm just attaching another red and black buffalo check tree to the sled. So I did not completely cut it out because I really liked the distressed shiplap background that it was on. I thought that was really pretty, so I just went ahead and kept that on there. Then I just took some Mod Podge around the edges of the picture, like the paper that I attached. I didn't go through and do the whole thing because I always like that to dry like 10 to 15 minutes, because to me that just helps immensely with bubbles. Anytime that I went ahead and Mod Podged over top of the paper right away, I seem to get more bubbles than I do if I wait a little bit. So while that was drying, I just went ahead and distressed the sled like legs. I don't know what's the word. The legs maybe, and then the little other part. What I'm doing right there. I'm distressing that. So I distressed that with I just took some more of that Java from Folk Art that I was already using, and I just went over top of those things. Right. Yep.
Just for you, let's take a walk, and we can follow the moonlight till we reach a place we can stay. Maybe kiss a bit and dream away. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas.
So after I reached my desired look with the distressing, I like it really dark around the edges, by the way, then I just went ahead and attached these pieces back together using the tumbling tower blocks, because I wanted that to kind of be like pop off a little bit, you know what I mean, like not be flush up against the sled. So I used these little tumbling tower blocks, and then after I attached this piece, you can see it here, you can totally see a little bit of the brown block sticking out. So I didn't show it on camera, but I went in and painted it with white chalk paint and then just dressed it over with the Java like the rest of it to match, and it blended in so nice.
Let me give you a Christmas moment we'll fill with love and joy. Loving so beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you.
Then I just went ahead and finished Mod Podging it. I Mod Podged over the tree and the paper, and then of course I Mod Podged over the entire sled, because you guys already know when I Mod Podge one part, I had to Mod Podge the whole thing so that it matches. Plus I love it, especially when I give them as gifts or anything, because they look nice and finished and that paint is protected. So I love doing that to my stuff.
In the quiet evening, snow is falling, and from every window shines a light. Somewhere in the distance, drums are calling.
Then I used some of this nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. You guys, I love this stuff. It is always a staple for me, so it's something you'll always find in my craft stash. So then I just tied some knots on the front of the sled, because I just think it gives it more of like a rustic look when the knot is on this side of it. And then I put this rope on here to where you could hang it if you wanted to, or you could, when you lean it up against something, you still see that rope, because when I think of a sled, I think of a rope around it to pull it with. You know, you sled down the hill and you pull it back up the hill. So that's why I did this part. I then just took some of that same nautical rope and went ahead and tied a bow with it. I wanted it to be like a really big bow. And then I just used the tails of the bow, I guess you could say, and framed out the picture of the tree using them.
Tonight, love and peace are everywhere. Christmas, oh Christmas.
I then took this like little piece of stick that I had from leftover from another project, and I just went ahead and attached it to the bottom of the tree for a little 3D trunk, and the sled is all finished. Now I'm going to use these wood blocks that my husband cut out for me to make a set of like Christmas style books. I love making these. I've made many different kinds. I did them for fall. I have a couple just around my home. I do have a set that I made using Dollar Tree books, which I'll insert a picture right here. And I love that look, but it's a little bit more work than just using wood blocks. Plus, I feel like these store better. So I love using these for like your holiday ones, or you know, that you don't have out all year round. So anyways, I just painted one green, as you can see, and I am using a Waverly's color Fern, and then I just used my white chalk paint to do the other one. So then I wanted to use one of these little ornaments, and I went ahead with the piece one. I thought it'd be really cute to like put on top of it and make a bead garland to attach it to. I did kind of put my own twist on it, like I completely changed the color of it. I painted it white. Now they do come in white. I just hadn't had a chance to get them in white at this point. But then I just removed that like felt bow from it, that little green felt bow. It just wasn't my jam, and it didn't match my green at all. So then while that little basket was drying, I just glued my two books together. I've never had any trouble with these staying together. I don't use wood glue like ever. I use mostly hot glue. Never had a problem with it. You know, oh, there goes my little guy That was Saint. So anyways, then I just of course went ahead and distressed the green one with white chalk paint, and then I distressed the white one with the Java chalk paint. So now I am just stringing the beads onto the jute twine. These are a little bit of a larger bead. I couldn't tell you the millimeters, you guys. I have no idea, but I will link this box of beads down in the description box. I use these all the time. I've been using these for quite a while. I think it came with 1100 or 1500. I got them from Amazon and they are so worth it. So they're linked below as always. Then I just went back and forth between the white chalk paint and the fern till I got like the desired look I was going for, and then I just let those dry. So while those dried, I went ahead and distressed the little white basket with some of the Java chalk paint. Everything is distressed, you guys. It's the farmhouse vibe that my entire home is decorated in. It's just my thing. So you definitely don't have to distress, but that's just what I love to do. So then I even went ahead and I distressed the little peace sign that I reattached into the basket. Then I went ahead and did some Java over top of the beads as well. So then I just reattached the, didn't reattach the little basket to the beads. So then I just tied a knot at the end of the beads so that, of course, the last bead would not fall off. So then here is when I decided which side of the books I wanted to be the top. Originally, I was going with the green side was going to be the top because of the white basket. But as I was looking and holding everything together, I felt that the white side looked better because the beads were green more so than white. And I felt that they popped off better. You guys will have to let me know which side you would have chose. My opinion, I like the white side better. So then I just distressed the white a little bit more because, like I said, originally I was going to use the green. So then I just went ahead and used some of this black and white buffalo check ribbon and glued it down, to wrap the books together. Then I just tied a little bow and attached it to the top. So then I just attached my little bow, and I also attached the beads in the basket to the book as well. I hot glued the bow down and then kind of slid the end of the beads under there so that the jute twine was glued down as well from the beads. And then I glued down the basket on top, and then I also glued down one of the beads so that they all kind of stayed together. That way if somebody picked it up or it was moved, the beads did not go flying. Then I decided instead of stenciling or decaling, I used the cute little plaques that came out of the other baskets, and then it said peace, love, and joy. So for this project, I just used 2 of the Dollar Tree tag signs. Right now for Christmas, they have 2 different sizes out. These are like the wider ones. They're a little bit bigger than the ones with like the truck and the deer on the front of the other ones. So then I definitely wanted to save the Noel and the joy sign because, as you can see, they were the red and black buffalo plaid. Guys, can't talk. And then I just put 2 coats of chalk paint over the tag. I gave 2 coats because I wanted really, really, really good coverage on this. Then, of course, I went ahead and distressed over this white sign with my Java chalk paint. I was really on a roll, as I can see, with all of these projects with the white and the Java. So you guys can tell my favorite distressing technique and colors.
Riding along, just singing a song, barreling through the snow. Bells are jingling, snowflakes tingling, Rudolph knows where to go. On this cold December day, I am piloting my sleigh. The work to be done on my Christmas
Christmas run is the most tired chore. No girl or boy without a toy. So giddy up, Rudolph, my dear. 8 pair of antennas, onwards ever go. Dasher and Prancer, moving through the snow.
So then I just made sure everything was nice and dry with my heat gun, and then I took some sandpaper and distressed the signs around the edges of them, and then a couple places where the brown had gotten kind of dark on the face of the sign, I just distressed that out a little bit too to make it look older. Then I used like this ingenious, super high-tech way of making sure that your holes line up on your tags so that when you attach them together, your holes are lined up. I just stuck a paintbrush through it. So for some reason I lost the footage of attaching the front, but I just hot glued it together. And then I just took some hot glue around the edges and kind of spread it in just to give it some extra security. So next I went ahead and used some of these little letters. Now this is a mixture of letters from like the Dollar Tree and Walmart. I couldn't tell you which is which. I really don't know. I mixed them all up, but I chose 2 different fonts, one for the Merry Christmas and one from the Miller family. Now, I wanted to obviously just say the Millers, but I was out of S's, so I had to go with family to make it work. So I painted the Merry Christmas in red. As you can see, I used Imperial from Folk Art, and then I painted the Miller family in black. You guys, I got this humongous, literally 75-foot roll of a black and red buffalo check ribbon from Hobby Lobby. It's originally $10, which is already a steal for 75 feet. And I got it, of course, for half off at $5. So I absolutely love this. Then I just made a really, really big bow. I wanted really long tendrils. I call it tendrils. We could call it ribbon, whatever you want to call it, on the bow. I wanted to hang down over the sign. So then I just took some jute twine and I doubled it up, and I used those holes originally already in the sign, obviously. And I just tied a knot at the top, as you can see. I double knotted it. This is how the sign is going to hang. And then when I cut it, then I have like 4 little twine. I don't know. It looks really rustic to me. I dig it. So then I just took my bow and I attached it. And then I kind of like popped up the ends to make it look a little fancy. And I attached that. And well, you see what's going on. I mean, I really don't even have to talk you through this. I'm sure you guys can see, but you get it. Then I took my white paint marker, my really fine tip one, and I just went around. Oh, I'm ducktailing ribbon right here. I know some people call it bird tail, maybe, or ducktail. I don't know. I call it ducktail. Anyways, so the paint marker, I just went around the edges and just gave the letters a little bit of stitching. I think that makes it look so cute. And you guys, I am so in love with how this turned out. So for this last project, all I used were these Dollar General letters. You can get these for $1 a piece there. They're a little bit bigger, as you can see, in comparison to my hand. They're a little larger. So the plank that I used that I'm painting now in the Java was off of another project from Dollar General. It was where like trees and a house were grouped together. I didn't like the way they looked, so I separated them. So anyways, the plank was left over. I always save stuff like that because you just never know. It's going to come in handy, and here we are. So then I just attached the joy word to the plank. Obviously, I distressed the plank with the white, and I distressed the joy with the Java. Then I am just using these little tumbling towers to kind of reinforce my letters. I couldn't put one across the bottom, as you can see, between the J and the O, because there is some space. So I thought if I attached this greenery, then I'd be able to do that to reinforce them a little bit better. So the greenery is really, really pretty. It's like a flocked, kind of like a pine look. It's really, really pretty. I have them in my home that I like display just in a bushel, and then I had a couple pieces that I just cut apart to put on projects, but I got it from Joann Fabrics. And you guys, I am obsessed with Joann Fabrics. Their prices and their sales actually can beat Michael's and Hobby Lobby. So if you don't shop at Joann Fabrics, definitely put them on your radar. I don't have one near me, and that's probably good because the stuff that I can buy online, whew, man, but I get so much stuff there. I absolutely love it. So the little acorns are from around my home and stuff. And then the little berries are from Walmart. It was just like a little bundle of white berries. So I just attached those to the pine, made it look super rustic looking. I absolutely loved how this sign turned out. I love the rustic look. I love the farmhouse feel, and this just fits into both. Then I just took this last little tumbling tower block because now the greenery was covering up that hole, so I could reinforce it down there at the bottom. And this joy sign is all done. And here comes the big reveal, you guys.
Everything will be okay, 'cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself, in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been. It's safe to say that my love for you is true. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself, in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself, in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated.
I want to thank you guys for coming along with me today. I had so much fun creating these DIYs. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching me create them as well. Let me know which one was your favorite down in the comments. I can never decide, so I'd love to hear from you guys. And if I've inspired you to make anything similar, please don't forget to tag me over on Instagram. My handle is in the description box as always. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. My channel is everything about DIYs, turning trash to treasure, crafting, home decor, etc. So if that's things that you are interested in, this is definitely the channel for you. Don't forget to hit that like button as well. It really helps my channel grow. And as always, have a good day, a good week, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire, 'cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. I'm making plans of what we're gonna do. I feel so blessed that I can be with you, 'cause God knows that I've been longing for you. I just wanna hold you close. You know the stars are shining just for you. Let's